Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Grand Trinity. Three calls this week for Predictions Week for 2024. And for this week, I invited three of my favorite readers, psychics, mediums. Not just because of how incredibly talented they are at reading the field, interpreting, and delivering the message that really is uplifting and empowering, whether something needs to land in a way that's like, you better pay attention to this, or if it lands, it's like, hey, you totally got this, and your angels and your guides are there supporting you, and this is how you take the steps. Regardless how it comes through, it's always for your highest. Ego out of the way and really showing up for you because you deserve that type of support and that type of reflection and confirmation. Um, and so, predictions a week, I wanted to bring the opportunity for y'all to come on the calls, ask your personal questions, raise your hands, and we can dive into a little bit of what 2024 may hold in store for you. And we're also going to touch upon maybe some things that Cinema may be seeing arising in the field. I've had a couple of amazing calls already, and to cap it off today in Predictions Week with Cinnamon is it's just going to be so much fun and uplifting. And but Cinnamon brings that badger energy, right? Cinnamon, we talked about that. Another conversation. I'll share insights about the badger later on the call. It's actually it's funny but powerful as well, as it showed up as one of my, I'll call it, spirit animals. Um, but y'all, we're gonna welcome Cinnamon here to the call. Again, don't be shy. Raise your hand. Ask your questions. Type your question into the chat box. And with that, Cinnamon,
Hey
welcome to our
y'all!
call.
Oh my God, I'm so freaking excited to be here.
Hmm.
This is awesome. And it's finally 2024. Y'all, last year was a long haul. I mean, was it just me? It was a long haul. We did a lot. And it was all concentrated and like
Yes.
difficult and it was a big old pain in the ass. But we learned so much. Holy crap, right? We learned so much and it was concentrated and icky sticky, but I wouldn't have changed a thing.
Hmm.
And you know what? My guides tell me,
Yeah.
totally interrupting you. I'm sorry. My guides tell me, hey, y'all, it's a long haul, y'all. Thank you, Debbie. But my guides have told me that it's this truth coming out energy. And that was
Hmm.
really what made everything so rocky is the term that they're putting in my head, like walking over rocks. You got to really be careful. You're going to twist an ankle. You know what I mean? So this truth coming out energy is really scary for a lot of people.
Hmm.
And and let me just say this really too, because my guides were telling me this earlier. The politics, y'all, especially here in America, it's a diaper fire. I mean, y'all know it's out of control. So look, if you have friends who and you're fighting with them or family who you're fighting with, I really feel like we can't force people to do shadow work,
Hmm.
and so people need to believe what they need to believe. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
politics are tricky, sticky stuff. And if you have somebody who you feel can't see the truth, let them believe what they need to believe. Our jobs are not here to convince anybody else to believe what we believe. And everybody kind of feels like they're right. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So forcing somebody to go through shadow work is not appropriate, because shadow work is something we have to do for ourselves, and seeing the truth, if you're not ready for it or your family member is not ready to see the truth, it can like cause a psychotic break, y'all. So there's no need to keep pushing people to believe what you believe. I'll
Hmm.
just say it that way. And some people are not psychologically and emotionally ready for that. But that's what this next year believes. Hello, can't even speak. This next year, 2024, brings, which is this like, oh shit, really? Kind of revelatory stuff for so many people. Like we're gonna be able to find the truth out on our own. You know what I mean? Because my guides, and I'm from Mississippi, y'all, so I like to be humble. That's my comfort zone. So, and when my guides tell me if I'm worried about somebody else, or worried about how they feel, or trying to help them or prop them up or do for them, or people pleaser, I'm a recovering people pleaser, can you tell? My guides told me years ago to knock that shit off. They said, "Who do you think you are, Cinnamon? Who do you think you are? What other
Mm.
people need to do is none of your damn business, honey." And I went, "Oh, snap. That was like, y'all could have been a little nicer, but cool, cool, cool." So if other people need to crash and burn, who are you to say? And look, I've been working animal rescue for 30 years. And so if one thing the animals taught me is do not rescue those who don't want to be saved.
Mm.
Ooh, that's a hard one, isn't it? Do not rescue those who don't want to be saved. If they don't ask you to do it, shut your cake hole and move on with your day. And with that, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut my cake hole.
Well, I love what you're bringing here, and I think it resonates for so many of us on this call. So thank you for that. And just to backtrack a little bit, it's yeah, last year was jam packed, and for me, it's when January started, it felt like November had already arrived simultaneously, but then we had to go through it, and it all felt
No,
so
wait, when
concentrated.
November came, you mean?
When January started, it felt like
Yeah.
November had already come.
Oh,
So in other
wow.
words, like in January, I already felt like the year was over.
Oh, wow. And you
And
know what? I felt like it was 2024 in November
that's,
of
yeah, there you
last
go.
year. I'm like, wait a
Right.
minute, it's already 2024, y'all. Don't you feel it? Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So the perception of it was interesting. And one of the calls for me, one of the refinements that I really felt was that call into integrity, speaking truth more directly, speaking it, not trying to acquiesce or trying to protect others in it or trying to hedge so that it can be received or interpreted in a way that you hope it can be received, but really showing up in the groundedness of your own truth and allowing other people to be adults in that truth.
Ooh, isn't that hard to do, right? Isn't it so nice to be in your ego and think you know what's best for everybody? Don't you wish they would just do what you tell them to do? Wouldn't that be the most
Right?
wonderful thing? It doesn't work like that. But
Hmm.
yes, and we were just talking about that before we came on here with all y'all fabulous people, that I'm autistic. I'm autistic. I'm what they call ADHD, which is autistic and ADHD. Obviously, the ADHD is pretty easy
Hmm.
to spot. If you're with me for a couple of minutes, you'll see I'm going poo 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 all over the place. But when you are an autistic person, they call it a neurodivergent person, and hardly a scientific study. However, boy howdy, if you're a neurodivergent person, you're a psychic person. You're a
Hmm.
psychic person. But it can be challenging for us because we need to learn how to navigate the world, and not be like the weird girl, so we were just
Hmm.
talking about that, how it takes a lot of bandwidth for me to make sure that I'm coming across in a way that makes sense to people, because my brain works so fast. I It's so fast, and I may tumble over my words sometimes because my brain is just lightning quick, and my guides are giving me info like this, so I have to learn how to slow down. It's a work in progress, y'all. I'm trying.
Well, what's happening also in that slowdown, it's I had a session with Cinnamon and y'all last week. I needed a call. I like things were kind of shifting around. I needed that grounding, and I felt something coming through for both of us. And I actually kind of pushed for a session quickly because I just felt strongly that we needed to connect. And Cinnamon was awesome in showing up. And there was an amazing download that happened for both of us.
Oh, I have
Um,
chills all over my body just as you say that. My
yeah.
guides are going, yes.
And y'all, we're going to get into live Q&A in a little bit. And if you know that you want to book a session with Cinnamon, we're going to go through the special offer. But if you know you want to book it, April's going to put the link for the special offer in the chat box so that y'all can start going into that. Um, but I'd love it if we can recap what came through in that
Yeah,
session. And the honey badger was part of it, y'all.
it was so cool. It
But
was so freaking cool.
it was amazing. That was awesome. But
Because
what
I'm
showed up before,
hardcore. I'm
yeah,
hardcore.
you
I'm like
are.
a honey badger. Like, I don't effing care. Like, bring it. You know what I mean? And for real, if y'all get a session with me, no matter how dark or freaking scary or horrible you think your shit is, honey, I got your back. Let me tell you.
Mhm.
A couple years back, now I can say a couple years back, I literally just came out of a dark decade of the soul.
Mm.
Not a night, a decade. And
Hmm.
so I have dealt with gnarly depression and debilitating anxiety, and like, so no matter what you got going on, we got that. Darkness,
Yeah.
honey, I built a summer home there. I'm good. I know how to get in there. I know how to get out. I know the way. I got a little flashlight. We're good. Let's do this. But yes, so what it was so cool, y'all, because when I was giving him his session, my guide said to me the same damn thing, that we were supposed to do the same thing. And
Hmm.
this is, here's the magic. This is what it is. We were
Yeah.
supposed to defrag ourselves like
Hmm.
we would a computer. Because here's the deal. If you, I love them chickens in the background, John. That's hysterical. You're like on some homestead. I'm loving it. Um, but if you have wanted things to occur last year, if you were really like striving to make things happen and nothing was freaking happening, it could be because it's, you are like your computer. There's too much shit in there. And the
Hmm.
computer just shifting it out, just kicking it out, because you don't have any memory left. You don't have any energy. You can't, and like John said, you're just scrolling. You're
Yeah.
just scrolling, and you can't make headway. And I don't know if you'll feel it already, this forward movement energy that's about to hit us. I feel next week for sure. Right now, we're
Mm.
still in that limbo. But I feel like the defrag helped us both a lot. And yeah, tell me how you feel about that, John.
Oh, it's, I feel like I've got bandwidth to receive new information. I've got the bandwidth to be with other people and to,
Yeah.
and Cinnamon, I feel a bandwidth to experience joy within myself because there was so much
Ooh.
before that was running through. It was, it's chaos. Again, we've been running these computers. We can be on the internet looking for all these references and all this information, and we're trying to retain it. What's the next right thing? What do we need to drop? We don't know. Let's keep everything. Let's keep all those tabs open at the top,
Yeah.
and nothing ever gets done. And by defragging, and there's a story behind the defragging about our history as well, and that's so important. And I, that was part of my experience, but the part of history and how we've identified ourselves because of that history is so important.
Well, I don't even remember that.
Ah,
I
it's,
don't even
oh,
remember.
that was
But
part of the conversation I was having with you. That's right. Yeah, but go ahead.
I
Yeah.
don't even remember. But I wanted to say, before all of this fabulosity, right? Like we're fixing to dive in. But I wanted to say this too. It's just now winter. And
Mm.
I've said this a million times, and please, John, bring me back on track, because y'all, look, I'm ADHD, so my memory is like a colander. I mean, I can't even remember what I ate for lunch yesterday, so roll with me. But we are still in a mammal body. And I've said this a million times, I'll say it a million more. Having a body is like having a pet. You have to brush the fur, you have to feed the damn thing 3 times a day. It's excessive. Like, really, it's a lot of maintenance to have a body. And so knowing that you're not your body, you're just in one in the moment. So look, what do mammals do in the winter? We slow down. We slow down. Y'all, don't act like it's summertime right now. If you need to go slow, do it. If you
Mm.
need to rest, do it. Because that's what we do in the wintertime. You
Mm.
know, we're supposed to have all our snuggly things and slow down a little bit. And if you gain a little weight, that's normal. And
Mm.
again, I've worked professionally with animals for 30 years. I put weight on my animals for winter on purpose. It keeps you warmer, lets you slow down, lets you relax. So yes, we want to go forward and move and shift and change, but part of that can be capitalism too. And a
Mm.
feeling of the only thing that gives us self-worth is producing. But that's a bunch of horse shittery we got to throw out the window, y'all. That is not even a real thing. Even if you want to sit there and eat that gum tater chips and drink red wine, okay, that's my thing, maybe not yours. But even if that's what you want to do in your sweatpants and watch some ridiculous crap TV, you know what? You're still worthy. So I just needed to
Mm.
throw that out there. So it's time to let your body rest and go and move with the tide. You know what I mean? Like and move with the tide, meaning don't be pissed at your body and your life because it's not doing what you want it to do.
Mm.
It's like if you have a little dog or you love a lot or a little cat or something, and just because it doesn't do what you tell it to do doesn't mean you get real mad at it. You know? Because you love
Mm.
that little dog so much, and you go, I know he's an asshole, but you know what? I love him so much. I mean, and why can't we do that for our own bodies? Because let me tell y'all this, even if you hate your body sure does love you.
Mm,
Because if you think about it mathematically and scientifically, all the billions of neurons that fire each and every day just to keep you in balance, your vestibular system alone, your inner
mhm.
ear, your heart is beating, you're breathing, your fingernails are growing. Are you kidding me? We can all see each other right now and we can speak and move. It's a freaking Christmas miracle. So if we take the time to pay attention to our body, y'all, look, if y'all paid attention to your body, you wouldn't even need me, because your body is the best oracle you'll ever have.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt. No doubt. So, as we're fixing to get into this other, I just needed to throw that out there. If your body needs to rest, holy crap, will you let it? And be nice
Mm,
to it. Be sweet to it like you would your little dog. And
mm.
love it and feed it the good stuff,
Sweet.
and make it happy and love on it, and figure out what your body needs so your life can thrive. This I cannot, and I'm going to go a little bit longer. I'm sorry I'm off on this tangent, but I feel like this is really important to say that I broke up with my life a couple years
Mm,
ago. I broke up with my life and it was fucking terrifying, y'all. But I realized everything was off kilter. There's something wrong. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. What do I do? Okay, well, I break up with my life. And y'all, I remember when it happened because I lived in LA for since God was a boy. So I was driving my phone, y'all. My phone gave me directions to the dentist, and I was up on Mulholland Drive. These crazy, stupid directions. Anyway, and I'm driving on Mulholland Drive, and you look over on the right, and all of the San Fernando Valley is spread out before you, and it was like my past was there. And I'm not a sentimental person, but this overwhelming feeling of kind of sadness came over me, and I said out loud by myself in the car on the way to the dentist with the crappy directions, I said, oh my gosh, Los Angeles, I am so in love with you, and you are the worst boyfriend ever, and I am breaking up with you today. This is ridiculous. I am so breaking up with you right now. And then I did. I made a list of all the crap that I hate. And then I thought, what's the opposite of that? And I sort of made it happen. Like, I hate the heat. I don't want to live in the heat anymore. Okay, cool. Some of this it's not so hot. I don't like all the people. It's just like, holy crap. I need more trees and people. Cool, cool, cool. And so I just sort of did it. I just sort of made it happen. It was freaking terrifying, but I
mm,
but I did it. And so finding what makes your body happy, crucial for your success. What
mhm.
kind of food your body likes, what temperature your house is in the at nighttime that your body feels comfortable in, what kind of clothes does your body like to wear, what kind of temperature does your body like outside. All of these things take into account so this 2024 you can actually find joy. Holy crap, wouldn't that be nice for a change? Oh my god. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. So John, I'm sorry, go. Sorry to put
Mike
you on
has
the
been
spot.
the mic has been handed over to me. I don't know if I can keep up with your
Yay!
energy in the same way that you can.
Ah!
Um, but I can get you all excited because we're gonna start taking live calls here in a second.
Okay.
And what I want to do, it's a little bit later on the call, Cinnamon. I think it
Yeah.
might be wonderful if you can take us through a process also that will take us through that defrag that you talked
Let's
about to
do
help
it.
everybody on the call to facilitate wiping out the history on your computer that you just don't know no longer need to hold on to. Because that's when we open
Absolutely.
up that bandwidth that we can receive new information, take action on those tabs that we do want to keep open, that
Yeah.
inspire us, that bring us joy, that feel like they're passion, part of purpose, or we're just curious about. But again, we've been filled with so much,
Oh,
not just in our personal lives, but collectively, environmentally, through all these outlets and your empathy and your psychic awareness of what's
yeah.
happening in the collective as well. So defragging,
And
decompressing.
the
Yeah.
world is scary. And people go, oh well, Cinnamon, you need to, what you think about, you bring about, you need to be positive. I'm like, yeah, I hear you, but shut your cake hole, because here's the fucking truth, people. I ain't gonna beat around the bush here. It can be hard, y'all. Let's not do toxic positivity. It can be freaking hard. I mean, you look around the world and you see Palestine and Israel and Ukraine, and oh my God, it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Mm,
But here's what my guides say about that. And it is this: we're past the tipping point, meaning most of us humans on this planet actually want a world that is inclusive and safe and loving and compassionate and peaceful and kind and accepting of others. And so if we want this new world, we cannot keep the old one.
Mm.
So this is simply what is occurring. It is crashing and burning in this horrific way that is scaring us out of our minds. But let me tell you the truth. Beautiful stuff is right on the other side of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
truthfully.
Well, without a doubt whatsoever. And if y'all are here and you're adjusting your nervous system, you're adjusting your calibration to higher vibrational states because you're diminishing those things that you believe were keeping you down, and you're setting an energetic precedence because your limiting beliefs are changing what you believe is possible. And so our capacity to not only hold that threat, to actually be living it because you're a carrier of it, is creating the wave that's showing that there is a state of abundance that we're stepping into, not just for ourselves, but for the collective. And as we do that, those things that aren't in alignment with that have to arise to come to order as well. And so again, y'all are holding through this awareness and integrity of your own becoming what's possible for others who maybe haven't gone through that dark journey or that confusing or chaotic journey that you've been, and brought it into the light. So when you talk about light workers and grid keepers and way showers and just examples of what humanity can be and actually is to you, it's powerful what's happening.
And there's beauty in the darkness. And that sounds all jacked
Yes.
up. That sounds
No,
all jacked up.
I totally get it.
But let me tell y'all know how you're with that person, you're like, oh crap, I gotta break up with them. Oh man. Or you're in that job and you're like, oh God, I freaking hate this job. I freaking hate this job. That's glorious. That's the best place you can be. If you're miserable, do you know what that means? Celebrate the freaking misery. Holy crap. Do you know what it means when you're miserable? It means this. When you started the job, you were so happy. Whoa, you were so happy. And now you just want to run around naked, screaming obscenities and chewing tinfoil. You know, you hate it so bad. But here is the beauty part of it. The amount of misery that you're feeling is in direct proportion with your growth. That means you've grown. Holy crap. So if you've got to break up with that person or divorce that person or you know, really go no contact with that family member, and yes, that's the hard part, but that means you've grown so much. You can really pat yourself on the back and go, holy crap, I'm kind of a big deal right now. Like, you know, I'm kind of a big deal. It's fantastic. So if you're miserable, take that into consideration.
Yeah, and that's also part of the integration of our integrity within ourselves. And so there's a maturation that's happening in that
Agreed.
process. And before you know it, those things that were hard before are just a cakewalk. It's like, oh, it's like, yeah, I can do that over and over again. It's the first time we do it is the hardest. But as
Yes.
we keep doing it, but then we start attracting what is in resonance with us instead of in dissonance, and the world for us changes. And again, I believe that's what's going through the collective. Cinnamon, we've got to take live calls.
Okay, do it.
Let's
I'll
do
shut
it.
up.
Let's
Yes,
do
go.
it.
Let's go.
No, don't shut up, but I want to take live calls because we can go on forever. Y'all, we are going to do a process, again, of defragging to clearing up the system. So you are going to want to hang out for that as well. But Gina, I want to call on you first. Welcome to the call. And it's good to see you. And let's get you to unmute your phone, please.
Where are you?
Does that work? Does the sound
That
come
works.
through?
I hear
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Thank you. John, I really appreciate you choosing me, and Cinnamon, it's such a pleasure to be here with you.
Hi.
I am out walking the dog at the moment,
Love
and
it.
I apologize for any distractions, but my question is this. So I'm currently doing work that I would rather not be doing, and there's an opportunity to grow at work that I don't want, that growth. And I feel like it was a sudden change in our leadership team that we just found out about last week. And I feel like, well, first of all, I was feeling like a victim of like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm doing what I can to release the victim energy and realizing that this is happening for me and not to me, and that it might be the time for me to make a significant change.
Go for it.
And I don't know what that change would be, but I feel like universe angels are like guiding me to just be done with this risk management career path and be over it.
I feel like you put out like 37 resumes to jobs that you would have never applied for. Just like random bizarre crap. And you're like, I don't care. Cool. Let's try that doggy daycare. I'm freaking in. And you know what? Yeah, you know, you may not make the same, but I feel like there may be this crossover. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's some sort of crossover. So can you do consulting with what you do on your own and not work for somebody else?
So the challenge is that I don't want to do this work at all.
That's what I mean,
And
crossover, though. That's what I mean, crossover. Because I say
well,
crossover. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
I wouldn't even want to do it in a consulting capacity. Like, I really want nothing to do with it.
Okay.
And I don't feel like working for myself is in my best good either. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, let me just say what I was hearing in my head. So
Okay.
by crossover, I was hearing in my head that this will help your physical body, or mentally and emotionally feel safe and okay, because you still have money coming in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So because you don't have to do things like I do, because I'm ADHD. Again, I jump into the swimming pool. I don't even know if there's water in there. And is it the smartest thing to do? No, no, no. Like sometimes I do stuff that's dumb as a bucket of hair, and I go, "Damn, Cinnamon, how are you still alive?" So you don't have to go bananas. You know what I mean? You don't have to take risks to that degree. And again, I'm so glad that you hate your life. Because this means you're done with it. You've outgrown it. They say 3 years ago you outgrew it, and you know you should have made changes then. But you know what? That's okay. That's all right. And even if you want to play the victim for a minute, screw it. Do it. It's okay. You know, I mean, shit. Take care of yourself and love yourself.
Mm.
And because if you're in that
Right. Hey,
space of this is really crappy, I really
Troy.
hate this, but what do I
Right.
love? So that's going to be your
Troy,
next
sit.
question for yourself. Uh-oh.
It's
Troy,
okay.
get it together, Troy. Come on now.
You got it together.
But I
I'm
feel like
sorry for that
you're no,
interruption.
you're good. It's like write a list of stuff you hate and write the polar opposite. And that's your
Oh,
list of things you do. I mean, that's bottom line.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
hate
yeah.
risk management because the people are horrible and I freaking hate them. Okay, so you want to work with nice people. Okay, I hate it because it's corporate America and they're cutthroat, and I want people who are real and down to earth and friendly and kind. Okay, go for that. You know, it ain't rocket surgery. You know what I mean? Like, just make your list of what you hate and then make your list of the opposite of that. And then that's your goal. But I still feel like there's a crossover. But I feel like you're absolutely fine. Within this time next year, you have a whole new world. So just kind of
Oh,
hold on and go, oh God, and it'll be fine. You'll be fine.
awesome. Thank you so
Oh my God, you're
much.
so welcome. And be
Gina,
nice to
Time,
yourself, Gina.
time to make
yeah.
some lists.
Yeah, you may want to get a session with Cinnamon for some clarity and for the energetic work that goes along with it as well, because the energy work it's quite profound. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But Gina,
Thank you, John.
do you meditate and do you kind of get into stillness sometimes?
I do,
Eh,
and it looks different now than it used to.
uh, well, I want to give you a practice. Oh, Cinnamon, go
Okay.
ahead.
No. I was just saying, me too. My meditation is totally different. I have to play in my meditation now. It's not all serious. I play. And you know what, Gina? Hold on. I'm so excited because this is what I was doing this morning. This morning, my dog woke me up 1 a.m. Crawfish. So my dog's name is Crawfish, and he had to go potty, and it's snow outside, and he's just naked as Jaybird, blessing, because his fur is so short. It was a big pain in the butt. Anyway, so I couldn't sleep, and so I'm sitting there going, you know what? I'm going to try to meditate here, and I'm crap at it nowadays. And what it was in my meditation was, I was driving in my car and I pulled up to this beautiful gate and I talked in the speaker, and they said, okay, come in. And they opened it. It was a big, gorgeous house. And I went in, and I, who lived in the house was my future me.
Mm.
Mm.
Well,
Gina, do that. Uh-huh.
you just tapped into the exercise that I want to give Gina, and it's very
Oh,
much in
oh well,
alignment with
that
that.
see,
So,
maybe we're
see, we're on the same
psychic.
page.
No,
Maybe that's happening.
that's
And
not
this
real.
and this is for all of y'all on the call who are like, I don't know what to do. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? What does it look like? Do I let this go? Do I step into that? Sit down in a contemplation, just quiet your mind with nothing that has to come in and just ask your question. If I stay in my job, what does my life look like 3 years from now? And just let the picture
Mm.
unfold. Just like, just let the organic nature of where your mind's taking you go. Awesome. Pause that one. Second one, if I adjust it a little bit according to this, again, that hybrid thing that maybe Cinnamon's speaking about for you, what does
Mm-hmm.
life look like? It's like, what does that feel like? What does it look like? And see the pictures in that stillness, kind of the story unfold like you're watching a movie. It could be a 2-minute movie or 30-minute movie, it doesn't matter, but see the characters, feel yourself as the main character and what's unraveling. And then the third one, well, if I go this route, the totally unexpected, the scary route, but the one that most excites me, or I don't even know what that looks like, but I know it means just leaving my job tomorrow. What does that look like? And allow your own guidance and that own vision and that own knowing, not just psychically, but your body's informing you as well and your mind simultaneously. You'll find your own answers. So what you're doing is you're doing a future regression for yourself instead of a past life regression.
Oh, okay.
And
That's beautiful.
look, I just sat on the at the kitchen bar and my future self, and she looked fabulous, by the way. So that, I'm very happy about that. But I'm like, what in the hell? How did we get this gorgeous house? Like, what is happening here? And she's like, oh, honey, you're fine. Here, drink this. Like and I was asking her questions because I don't know neither. I mean, if y'all think I have all the answers, you're wrong. I'm flying by the seat of my pants like everybody else. But I feel like the difference is I just go, okay, and
Mm,
trust. And Gina,
yeah.
I just got a credit card and paid a moving company to move us up here. I mean, I still haven't paid it off all the way, you know what I mean? So you could do my route too and just jump off into the deep end and see what the hell happens.
All right, Gina, blessings to you. It's wonderful to
I
see you today.
really appreciate you. Thank you both so
All right,
much.
bye-bye. All right, let's continue
Blessings.
here. Crystal Jewel, welcome to the call. Hello.
Hi, Cinnamon.
Hey, how are you?
So great to be with you both. Happy New Year.
Thank you. You
I
too.
have so many questions, so I will definitely be booking a session. So I'm gonna kind of spill into like what I want to ask you today is I am just determined to declutter in my house. It's been on my to-do list every year for probably 4 years. It's like, what is going on with that? Like, why?
First and foremost, what I hear is objects belong somewhere. And I feel like and this is what my son and I talked about when he was younger, when we were cleaning his room. And I said, well, I think it's unfair of you to keep this because some little boy really, 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 really wants this. And you don't play with it.
Right.
And I feel like it's you walking around your house and picking up stuff and going, do I really play with this every day? Is this my favorite thing to play with? Is this like, do I love this Lego set or can I let this go? And I feel like you will feel what the object wants too.
Mhm.
The object will tell you, I'm out. I'm not supposed to be here. And it doesn't have to be, hurting your heart like, oh my God, I really if you love it, keep it. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
not a big deal. But I feel like some of the objects are not supposed to be there, and that's why you're feeling that.
There's a deeper question that you have, though. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm very proud of that, like I've been working on the cabinets this week and
Yay!
I got 2 boxes filled up. I worked on it Monday, I worked on it Tuesday, and I dropped off a bunch of stuff to get donated. So
Love
I feel
it.
like, is this the time where I'm actually going to be able to cross it off the list and like what has been holding me back? And obviously, you're right, John. It's bigger than the stuff, right? I feel in a way like I'm in a way suffocating because of
Mm,
the stuff, right?
Okay, the stuff will tell you what it wants, but you may not be able to hear it because I absolutely feel past life stuff going on there. You have to hold on to this or you're not okay. I feel like there's like a tide is out level poverty that is on the flip side of releasing the stuff. Like the stuff is the mortar that's holding the house together, and then it will be a grand flood, and then it will be like tidal wave out, like dry all the way out to the mid ocean. I mean, which is not even true, but you know what I
No.
mean. But y'all know,
Yep.
like telling yourself you're okay is like telling a little kid, honey, you're fine, ain't no monsters under the bed. That's not good enough. You have to know that you're okay. You have to feel that you're okay. And so I feel like that is a past life thingy under the surface there. Because if you walk around your house and you pick up something, do you feel like you could get a vibe for it?
I feel like for once I'm actually able to say, I don't need this anymore, it doesn't serve, and it's gonna go somewhere else. Like I feel like I'm finally able to let go of things, which is really great.
So you're organically healing it up anyway.
Okay.
So you know, a session with me would just like boom, knock it out of the park.
Nice.
But you're already doing it, so you can do it yourself. You don't need me. It just may take a little longer. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I got a long list of other things, so.
Well, you may want to do a ritual with it, Crystal. Super simple. It's as you pack things up, smudge it, give it gratitude for serving you as it did, and bless it wherever it may go. If it's in the refill, don't judge where it's going next, even if it's there, because you don't know where it's going to wind up. It's none of your business once you let it go.
Beautiful.
But if you serve it with reverence of how it served you, if it was a spoon or something that just was in your family for 100 years, it doesn't matter. Just bless it, thank it, and let go of it. And there's such levity, and that helps to disentangle past life energies when you do that also, because it's not like I'm getting rid of you because you don't serve me anymore. It's a different essence, and it's also maybe tied into how you may have let other relationships go,
It's
or
people.
friendships and people. It's like
It's people.
to
Let the people
depart
go.
from it with grace and with love and forgiveness and gratitude for the love that they gave you, for the time that they were capable of giving it to you, not because they took it away, but for the love that they gave you. And
So
disentangling from that, just it'll lighten your load 100-fold, I promise you.
I'm gonna tag something on the end of that too. Even if it's people who were rude and a pain in your
absolutely.
ass. Like and look, here's the real deal. Like you ain't gotta forgive anybody, y'all. You only need to forgive yourself. You know, and at some point later on down, it may not even be this lifetime, you'll go, oh yeah, I forgot about that person. Oh yeah, and you have no triggers, so you must have forgiven them a long way and didn't even know. You know what I mean? But it could be that the person, like it's a release people, no matter what. Release people, even if they're rude, even if they're nice, even it's because they are not, you're more worthy of all the good stuff than you realize. That's the bottom line.
Cinnamon, stop right there.
Yep.
Stop right there. Talk about worthiness and how it's showing up in our lives, about how we're living our lives compared to how we wish we were living our lives.
You know, the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire life is receive kindness. And I have never done that until now. And I'm in my 50s. And now looking back, my heart hurts for the old me, the young me. I'm the old me now, but y'all know what I mean. But my heart hurts for the younger version of me because I wouldn't let it in. Because if I had a shred of self-worth, y'all, my
Right.
life would have been so much different. I had none, just none, until really last year. So worthiness may feel really uncomfortable. And peace may feel really discombobulating. And it may feel really kind of strange, like, wait a minute, why are you so nice to me? What's happening right now? It could feel all wonky and wobbly there for a minute because you're not used to allowing it in. But please understand, holy shit, you really are worthy of all good things, like across the board good things. Like, oh well, you know, I have this going for me, but this part of my life is crummy, and so no, you don't even have to have the crummy bits. Oh, what? Who knew? It can like all freaking be good. Are you kidding me? And how we get there is paying attention to our body and allowing it to heal, the recognition of what kind of trauma you've lived through, and allow it to come up and feel it, and which is like, ugh, right? And doing some shadow work if you feel that, and all of that stuff kind of adds up to you going, hey, wait a minute, I think I deserve good stuff.
Hmm.
Whoa, I
Yeah.
deserve. And John and I were talking about this earlier, safety too. That's a big one for me because I've never had that before. And safety means different things to different people. And to me, safety means that I don't have to pretend, that I don't have to work 4 times as hard for somebody to like me. I can
Hmm.
just be my big silly spazzy self, and it's okay. And it's okay. So I mean, and John, I want to hear what you have to say on that too, like the worthiness and how that is for you.
Well, it's all indicative of what we're ready to open to in the next stage of our becoming, in the next stage of our receiving. This
Agree.
light that we've been activating, but the lives that we're capable of living. And there's a lot that is detangling from how we derive self-worth or how it was interpreted according to how society thought that we were valued according to
Yeah.
what we did or who we were. And so we've all grown up, family condition, religious condition, societal conditioning. If you don't do this, then perhaps you're not worth X, receiving
Yep.
love,
Yep.
being in being held by others, being supported. And that's shifting. And no matter where you are, if you're having a hard time getting to that next space, it just keeps kind of swirling. Look at your
Scrolling.
worthiness. Yeah, scrolling. Just be curious, like, oh wait, where am I not feeling worthy of this for whatever reason? And how can I just give that part of me compassion and
That was
hold it in the
hard for
truth,
me.
hold it in truth of what's available. But it may be hard for you, but what's beautiful about it, and that's why we have these shows and have people like you on here, Cinnamon, is that we don't have to do it alone. We can reach out to someone that can reflect it back as a mirror. It's like, hey, beautiful, let me hold you in this. Let me give you the energies that you can acclimate to the truth that I'm holding for both of us.
And
And
when
let us wrap ourselves around in the truth of just how worthy you truly are. Go
but
ahead,
see, I
Cinnamon.
never had that.
I get
I
that.
never had that.
But you do
So
now.
I do. Can y'all
Yeah.
believe that shit? It's the coolest thing in the whole freaking world. Took me long
Mhm.
enough, but I finally realized that I can surround myself with people who go, "That's okay
Right.
that you're fucked up. I'm fucked up too. It's all right." What?
Mhm.
How cool is that? Oh my God. And when you start, at least for me, and I think that's pertinent to everybody, when you start getting your shit together, it's lonely there for a little while, y'all. It's
Mhm.
lonely. So if you're lonely and you've got nobody and everybody seems to be against you and nobody understands you, you're right on track.
And
You're
join us
right
on
on
these
track.
calls and be in community
Yes.
and just let us hold you at least from here. So absolutely.
Yep.
Crystal, thank you so much. What an inspiring conversation that you spurred. I really appreciate it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna we're gonna take a lot more calls. I want to get into a special offer because the special offer, the reading with Cinnamon, and it really deserves some time to find out what you're receiving, including the energetic work, because it's on a whole nother level of what comes through. So, y'all, the link for the special offer is in the chat box. Um, Click on the chat box. If you're watching this on the replay, look in the comments section at the bottom of the video and you'll find the link for the special offer there. Or open up a new page and go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. And that'll take you to all the offers and you'll find Cinnamon's at the very tail end there. So you can go ahead and take advantage of that. Uh, Cinnamon, a session with you and the energy.
And
Oh,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know
Yeah.
how to do anything half-assed, y'all. So I jump in all the way. So we're clearing out all kind of. If I can
Yeah.
see it in you and then I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab it, whatever it is. I'm gonna pull that crap out and I'm gonna toss it. So you're good to go. So truly, I don't know how to do anything like lightly. I'm autistic. I dive in all the way. So it's super intense. That's why I needed to make it an hour and a half
Mm,
and I only do 2 a day because I want to make absolute sure that we're good to go, that you feel complete, That scared me, by the way. I'm like, oh crap, did my computer screw up? No, it was you.
Jolting you into presence with
Oh
me.
my, look, I look so much better in that picture than in real life, y'all.
You look amazing. Stop. Okay. So the two personal sessions. So let's go through this. It's a new year, and learn how to ground and become your own spiritual mentor. And let's get into what everybody's going to receive, Cinnamon. So they get to book a 30-minute psychic reading with you.
Yes, and every reading is different. So because it's not about me, this is for you. So and look, let me just like quick rundown. I'm psychic medium, animal communicator. I'm an energy healer. I will advance your psychic gifts, whatever they are. Like I'm all the freaking clairs, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, like all the crap. I'm like, I don't leave my house. I'm too sensitive. So whatever your reading is going to be, it's going to be for you. Maybe your deceased grandmother will come through. Maybe your animals will come through. Maybe not at all. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's especially tailored for you. So that's that.
That's 30 minutes. And the 1 hour energy healing session, does it have to be two different sessions or can it be all in one?
We do it all in one, y'all. It's easier. If you want 2 separate days, that just email me. But I'm telling you, do it all in one. And then if you want to book, not when, you don't have to do a damn thing, right? But if you want to book, make sure that you book for you time after to chill out, because it's a lot. And so your body's going to be like a toddler. It's going to need a snack and a nap. So just throwing that out there.
There you go, snack and a nap. So 1 hour energy healing session, what does that typically look like
Woo!
for people, Cinnamon?
What I like to do is lead you through a body relax meditation, and then I go through your chakras one by one, and sometimes they'll tell me to do something completely different than that, and I do what I'm told because it's your guides know you better than I do. But usually we go through your chakras and I clean out each one, and that's when past life stuff comes up too. So if you've got past life stuff that's blocking you, it will find it. And so if in this session we're dealing with 3 or 4 past lives that were all horrible in quick succession, if we're talking about all of that, is normal, because we're picking the lives that are connected to the issue that you're trying to release. You know what I mean? Not all of your lives where you like drowned or burned in a fiery heap, but so we do the past life stuff. We also go through my garden. Sometimes it depends on what the guides want to do, and depends on what you want too. Like, what do you want to release, and what do you want to bring in, and what do you want to get rid of, and what do you want? And we'll concentrate on that for you. So because it's for you, it's yours. So it's going to be whatever you need it to be. And I will only say one thing that's important, which is try to release what you want to hear and be open to what you need to hear. Because I don't sugarcoat a damn thing, y'all.
No, you don't.
I will never be disrespectful. That is not my way. I will never, it is never coming from ego self. If anything, I probably need more ego. So this is all like pure goodness to help you, because it's about you.
The sessions are amazing, and there's so many comments already on the chat box that y'all can read about them. Cinnamon, someone's asking.
And they're fun. And
they are fun. There is a lot of laughter.
Yeah.
Are the sessions recorded?
Yes, I like y'all to record them. So we'll fix it and set it up so you have, because I feel like it's better. Because when we're done with the session, you have it on your device, and you don't need me to send it to you. Like, I think that's not good. Like, it's yours. So you need to have it. So we do it that way.
Beautiful. All right, y'all. The package is available for you right there. Special offer, $197. There's a 2-payment option on it as well. So payment now, payment within 30 days will come out also. That helps you as well. And what an amazing gift to give yourself for the new year, and to tune in that way, and to bring more clarity in. Again, I had my session last week. I'm excited to find out how y'all sessions go. So type that into support if you feel compelled to. I always love reading that feedback. And have fun in your session with Cinnamon.
It's fun because it can be so serious. Holy crap.
Christy, sessions with Cinnamon are life-changing for sure. Thank you, Christy, for writing that. Yes.
Thank you,
All right,
Christy.
Cinnamon, shall we continue with more calls?
Yes, let's do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it,
I
y'all.
want to call on all of y'all, but I can't. So let me start with Deborah Duval. Deborah, welcome.
Oh, are
And
you
Deborah, let me get
muted?
you.
There we go. There. Am I
Hey,
unmuted? Can you hear me?
yeah.
Hello. You guys
Hi.
are so much fun. I'm
Your
having such a
hair
good
is
time listening to you.
fabulous.
Oh, thank you. So is yours. Anyway, God. So yes, I broke up with my life 6 years ago. Um,
Nice.
moved 2 states away, 750 miles. Shit came with me. Just
Uh,
and so there were what I've come to find out were sort of dark energies put into my field. And saying that out loud, honestly, I hear
sounds
myself and I
weird.
go, "You're crazy. Did you fall out of the crazy tree
No.
and hit every branch on the way?" It sounds
No, you're not
insane.
crazy.
Okay,
Because
good.
here's why. Let me tell you. And let me just interrupt you for that. So look, here's the thing. If you, and especially if you have past life stuff, right? If you have past life trauma or whatever, again, burned at the stake or something, I'm sure I've done that like a million times over. And here and now, if your psychic immunity is not up and good and solid, man, that negativity will hit you. And so, and if you were like stabbed in the shoulder, that's where it's going to start hurting you in the here and now. If you go, ooh, there goes my back again, or ooh, there goes my knee again, that probably is past life stuff that's hitting you now because your psychic immunity is not up. So that's the first thing foremost, I would say, Deborah. What do you do for your spiritual maintenance? Do you light
Okay.
incense? Do
So
you
let me just tell
meditate?
you,
Yeah.
I have gone through, I mean, I cleaned out the psychic closets. I went
Oh,
through the
brilliant.
Akashic records. I went through my chakras. I went through my karma. I went through trapped emotions. I mean, I have gone through, and the new guides are coming in for me, and they
Oh my
keep
God,
picking
y'all!
me up
Debbie's hardcore. We love Debbie. Okay, go
because
ahead.
they
But
keep
Debbie,
telling me, okay, well, we don't know. You're going to have to talk to the next office upstairs. So I get
Sure.
kicked up to the next office upstairs, and we go through all this, and there's these blocks, and okay, who do I need to talk to now to help me get rid of this block? Because some of these people have never
so,
seen any of
so,
this
so Debbie, I'm
before.
curious. I'm curious. What's the core of your question so we can get Cinnamon to
Yeah.
answer
What's
that?
the
And
icky
I
bit
think I'm almost done. What do your
with?
guides have to say about that? I think I've almost cleared all of this crap. I
But
feel
what
like
is
I'm
the
coming
negative
to.
part? What is the negativity of which you speak? What is the negativity that you were talking about?
What is the results I'm getting, you mean?
No. You were saying, and there's this dark energy. What is that? That was the word for it. What is the dark
Oh,
energy?
oh, my now ex-husband's girlfriend was into two of his girlfriends, I found out, were into the dark woo-woo shit.
Okay, got it.
And I got woo-wooed,
Okay,
for a
Oh,
better
okay.
word. I don't
there it is.
know.
So, and let me,
So,
and there's some parts to that. I'm gonna, when my eyes are
mhm.
closed, y'all roll with me because I'm just kind of, they're giving me info and I'm in my bubble. So, actually, darkness is a beautiful thing and it's nothing to be afraid of. So
Yep.
that's number one. And number two, those little girls got nothing on you. You know that, right?
Well, I know
Those look,
that, but
they can't do nothing. Also, the major thing that I was talking about in the beginning, your guides are amazing because they say your psychic immunity. So if your psychic immunity is up, they can't touch you, and so they can do hoodoo, voodoo all day, every day, and it won't reach you. It won't reach you because you can rise above that and get it off. Does that make sense? So, and you're saying, but I've done that. So here, and let me, can I just do what I do? Can I just tell you what I do?
oh, do it. That's why I'm
So,
asking you, honey. Do what you do.
so because I'm a lazy bastard, I do things like the easy way. I just take incense too. I don't have to have sage. You don't have, because it's not a tarot card or a crystal or the sage, it's you.
Hmm.
You are it.
Yep.
And if it's one thing the animals told me and taught me, it's how to lead with my power. And people go, "Oh, isn't she so cute?" And they just really think that I'm just such a dumbass because I'm blonde and I smile all the time, I'm manic pixie dream girly thing. But my power runs so deep. And here's how I do it. I walk around to my house and I say, "Let's all do it. If you feel it, close your eyes and take a deep breath." And I make this shit up, y'all. It doesn't have to be the same thing every day. I walk around my house and say, "Anything and everything that does not belong to me must leave my space now. Anything and everything that's not for my absolute highest and best good, I release it all right here, right now. And here's one I can't take credit for, but I feel like, Deborah, this one's for you. You can sage in a figure eight by your front door. I don't believe in evil, but a crazy neighbor of mine did. So this is what I would say. I would say, guard this house, sage on the door. Let only blessings walk this floor. Block all evil and dark arts, and allow only goodness to approach our hearts. If you walk around your house and say that, woo, every day you are crystal clear. You can say, anything and everything, any person, place, or thing that means me harm, means to keep me off balance or upset me in any way, shape, or form, I am no longer accepting of this energy. You no longer have access to me at all. Any negative energy that comes to me to mean me harm, you are sent back to your point of origin immediately, because you know what? I am bubbled, safe, and loved today and every day. Whew. I mean, and here's another thing too. Do y'all, that really works.
It works, and I want to give y'all the key to make it super effective.
Yes, please.
You've got to believe what you're saying.
There it is. And you know, how silly am I? I never thought about that in a million years. But you know, when I would have 20 dogs in my house, and I had Neapolitan Mastiffs and Cane Corsos and former fighting pit bulls, and this was for 30 years, I had all these clients' dogs in my house. Boy, if I said enough, everybody hit the dirt.
Yep, you meant it.
Because I believe it. And do not cross me, because woo, right. Lord, I'm relentless, honey. And so I feel like, Deborah, can that switch in you? Like, little girl, you better get off my lawn, honey. I'm fixed to jerk a knot in your tail so fast to make your head spin.
And let me tell you, I've put the stuff in place like you wouldn't believe, and you know, I have the grocery store just goes, oh, you're coming in for more sage, are you? We just got some new stuff in over there.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because my issue, y'all, was poverty my entire life, and I have lots of gifts, and I love to share them, and I'm extraordinarily successful. I've never been financially successful, and I did frickin' Debbie, I did the things. I read the Susie Orman and the Smart Women Finish Rich and the blah blah blah, and did the freaking things online, and I did all of it. And then I finally realized, like, oh wait, I feel like this was just a karmic thing. It was a karmic contract. Oh, okay, hold on. So maybe it's a karmic contract.
I've got to tell you, it is.
Yeah,
it is a karmic contract. I just want to know if I can stamp it paid in full pretty soon here, because I am really tired of this contract. I feel so. I could do. Yeah?
I feel so. Yeah, I feel so.
Okay.
And
good.
Now I feel like it's a different feeling in you. And I feel like as the months go, like 3 months out, you'll feel a different feeling in you. Like if a negative thing happens, you'll go, oh, actually, it's okay. Because this is not part of the contract. This is like a normal person's negative thing.
Well,
and something
that I have to say about those karmic contracts as well.
Yeah.
I get them. I get the past life, and do it. Our perspective around those contracts can use a shift.
I agree.
Because we take them on as punishment, and really it's more of an ascensionary energy of where we're heading to and why we're able to go there, rather than paying the price for something.
It's just necessary bit.
Exactly.
It's just a necessary bit, and it's like taking that crappy, like, oh, I gotta take English 102. Ugh. Like it's like that, like, oh man. But like Debbie, sometimes like yours and mine, it just is a lot longer. And then it wraps up.
Yeah. I think, and I do know that to be true, because you know, it's like anything else. When you're in the middle of the shit, it stinks real bad, right?
Yeah.
But when you get out the other side, you know, I can look back and say, okay, I see all of the ways that I needed to grow, and what this was supposed to do for me, and you know, all of that stuff. You know,
and let me
and Cinimon, I'm gonna let you finish. Cinimon, I want you to finish this, and I'm gonna move on to our next caller also, because I'm feeling other people in the call. Yeah.
So over the past 4 months, it's already lightened up. Do you feel it? It's already been normal people shit. It's already done. I feel like you're still grinding the gears, and you don't have to. It's done. So over the next 3 months, you'll go, oh wow, holy crap, it is done.
I'm getting the sage out.
Yes, do your thingy and listen to the recording and say that magical thing. Again, I can't take credit for it, but I feel like that's what you can do that.
Hmm.
Thank
Get
you.
that crap out of your life. You don't ain't nobody got time for that. You're too fabulous for that mess.
Blessings, Deborah.
Blessings
Good
to
to
you.
meet
Thank
you.
you so
All
much.
right. You're very welcome. All right, let's continue here. Debbie O'Connor, welcome to the call.
Wait, where are you?
Hi.
Oh, hi, there you are.
Hi. Can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yes.
Wow, thank you. You're so beautiful. Thank you very much. I hold space for those in recovery through meditation. And I've been doing this volunteering for the last couple months, and I cannot tell you, I love it. It's like I have left the other stuff behind and turned towards them. And in a very guilty way, I'm going to say that I absolutely love being around them. They are open to receive in so many ways. And so when you talk about the holding space and the intention setting, this is what I'm trying to teach them. But this is volunteering for me, and I will do it for the rest of my life if I have to. But eventually I would love to make this a business, but I don't know
I
how
see
to.
that.
And I just love, it's like I have found it now. It is, this is it.
I see you doing that, and the magical part about that is, thank God you love it, because
Yeah.
I feel like it is a very advanced human who can sit with another human and not try to make it better, not try to railroad it, not try to take over, not try to go, oh, you're going to be fine, we're going to work twice as hard tomorrow. Nope. You just sit there. Ooh, that's gnarly. That's so hard to do. And you respect where they are and how far they've come. And even if they stumble and go back and come back to rehab, you're still there. Like, that is intense. And so people meaning your clients, will really feel it a mile away and be drawn to you just for that alone.
Wow.
And so is this a partnership with another person?
It is. Oh,
Okay,
you're really good.
perfect.
It is a partnership with a nonprofit, and they're allowing me to use their space. They
No, I
cannot
meant your
leave.
business. No,
Not right now.
you
I
have a
wish I
business
did.
with another person. They don't do what you do. They do something different. And so it balances out.
I would
So
love that.
yeah, be looking for that person over the next 6 months or so. I feel like you need to keep doing what you're doing at least over the 6 to 9 months, maybe. Again, I feel like there's another overlap for you. As you're starting the business, you still do this because this is your practice, but that's not really the word. Because when I first started doing these readings, I had a different group of guides, and they told me, "Oh, Cinnamon, you're so silly. You're not learning how to do this. You're remembering how to do this. You've done it over and over and over. And that's why this feels so good to you. It feels like home because
It
you've
does.
done this over." And I want to cry for that because,
I feel it too. Yeah, I feel it.
because it's like, this is who you are as a
Wow.
human. This ability to not be pissed at them for behaving the way you want them to.
Right.
Ooh.
And it's almost like just the opposite too, Cinnamon. They're so open. Things
Yes.
happened in that room. If I can't explain it now, I can't, there's just no way to explain this. And I do the Reiki as well. They're so open. I'm like, hey, can I do this now? And they're coming back and they've got people. There's a lot of help in the room is what I say. And intention is everything. I tell them intention is everything. Forget the sage, no offense, sage or any of it. We don't have any
Well,
of
it's
that.
you.
All
Yeah, it's
about
you.
holding that space.
Well, and let me tell you this too. A good friend of mine told me this a while back, and she's a fascinating human. I swear, I just love her to bits. And she said, "Cinnamon, it's not what you have to give; it's who you are."
Mhm.
Ooh. And I
Mm.
feel like your presence in the room is what heals them.
Well, they heal me too. So this
Ah,
is a very mutual relationship, very gratifying. I don't know how to explain that. A lot of people would not understand that, right?
I get it
A
completely.
so thank you, Cinnamon.
Because you're at this crux in another person's life in all of their lives, in which they're ready.
They're
And
ready.
that's what I was saying earlier. Don't force help onto people who don't ask for it. If people ask for help, holy wow, that
Well,
is just
Cinnamon,
golden.
right there
Yep.
is the message for you, Debbie, as well.
Yes.
As you're flowing in what's resonant for you, and you're finding that sense of purpose or this place that's appropriate for you, as you ask for that next step, allow it to come to you. We're in those places
feel
of
that.
creation
Yeah.
in new ways. The patriarchal way, or the hierarchical way of creating like money and income. Let me create this structure and that structure and that structure. It's working up to a certain point, but things are flowing to us as we align with the integrity of how we're serving, who we're serving, and the joy that purpose brings us through that act of serving. And by that, we just being innocent and you're asking, what's my next step? How can I create this? How can I support myself
Oh, it'll
more? How
happen.
can it'll come to you. So again,
Thank you, John.
unless you ask, it's
You're
not going
right.
to come to you.
That's what I tell everybody too. And I've been doing it every day, but you're right. Just in that innocent, like, woohoo, let me
It's
see.
like Cinimon saying, hey,
Yeah.
they're not going to butt into your space unless you ask.
Oh, no.
Or don't butt into their space unless they ask you. But when they do,
Wow.
And I
it's-
feel like you
Totally.
already have the name for your business. Don't
I
you
do
already
have it.
Yeah, yeah. So
You
it's
do.
already there. So just go get an LLC.
yeah.
Just, I mean, why not?
Start
Just get
setting
it
it up,
done.
yeah.
Like, ain't nothing to it
I
but
am
to
up
just go do
against,
it.
this is a very archaic system in addiction recovery. I mean, we
Sure.
are talking like they're the bottom of it. It
But
will
here's
get
the thing. But the patriarchal system, everything's crumbling. Patriarchy, capitalism, white supremacy is crumbling. Capitalism is all crumbling. And so all of that structure, they don't know no better. They don't know what they're doing. And let me tell you, I remember listening to Michelle Obama say, I have been all over the world, literally at tables with all of the world leaders. And let me tell you, you're just as smart as they are. Right? So, hey, why not you? Somebody's going to do it. Why not you?
Right.
Why not you?
Yeah.
I mean, just do it.
Well, I would love more and more. So I would like to put that out there too, John. I'll put out people come to this as well. This isn't
Absolutely.
just thank you. Thank you very
Beautiful,
much.
Debbie.
Ooh, that's exciting. I'm
wonderful to meet
excited
you.
for you. You're going to have a good year.
Thank you.
All right, let's go on to our next caller. And Donna, let me get you to unmute. And before you ask Cinimon your question, y'all, the special offer with Cinimon, again, 1.5 hours, a 30-minute reading, the energy work going in, and it's all Cinimon in you.
And
And what comes through is just so direct and so true and so fun and so heartfelt and so empowering. I hope y'all take advantage of it.
And the cool thing is too, is you could just tell me, wait, what does that mean? What the hell are you talking about? That doesn't
Well,
mean,
yeah.
and then I'll go, cool. Let me explain. Let me explain. Like it's really, it's just me.
It's
You know what I
Cinimon.
mean? Like
Donna,
it's just me.
Donna, you got Cinimon just heard right now. Let's get you to unmute. You've remuted yourself.
Oh no, are
There
you
you go.
muted?
I've been here this week and it's been amazing. I just have to say that, you guys piggybacking on each other is just amazing. And everyone in the room, like somehow there's a shared energy that shows up. And every time I think, okay, I'm not getting called on, should I type my question? The next person comes up with something for me that somehow answers my question. It's so miraculous. And it makes me realize that what I understand and what I think I have clarity on is such a small fraction of what's going on here and the power
Me
behind
too.
it and what's possible. It's just amazing to me.
I
I'm so
always
grateful.
say, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. I don't know a dang thing. I have so much to learn.
Right?
Truly, and
Yeah.
it's so exciting because that bandwidth is, I feel like, I know you keep saying I'm all over the place and I'm neurally divergent, and I don't see that in you at all. You're moving very quickly. There's a
I
lot of
do move
speed
quickly.
there, but you just like went through exactly everything that happened to me last year and where I am now. And John, every time you add to it and piggyback on it, it's just amazing. It's like you're channeling the words before they come out of my mouth. So here's my question.
Okay.
So I feel like I tracked everything that you've said to this point, and I feel very content. I blew up my life too. I sold my house. I retired. I moved to a state where I know nobody, and it's all good. I did it a little quickly, and I kind of pulled the rug out from under myself, and it took me some time to catch up.
Me too.
And here I am. And I feel the new year is like right here. But yet I am still hibernating kind of and preparing, I don't know, of widening my bandwidth, or trying to be as open as possible, getting in my body. I've spent so many years
Oof.
pursuing my spiritual place, which was in an opposite area of my earthly place, and they didn't meet. I was in one or the other, and now I realize being in your body is so important, because I'm an earth I'm a human right now, and
I
that's my
hated it
antenna.
too. I hated
That's
it
my
too.
channel. That's my information. That's where, and yeah, when it feels hard, then that means I know what feels easy. If
Yeah.
I know what feels hard, then I can point myself towards easy. If
So what's your
it
question,
feels
Donna?
dark,
Yeah.
I can go, oh, this is really dark. So that means there's light in the opposite place. And
Completely. So what were you
every time,
feeling today? Like
Yeah, what was
what
the
do you
question? What's coming
yeah.
up?
the question is about receiving. You know, listening and talking are two ends of the same loop. Giving and receiving are two ends of the same loop. And I feel like
Receiving what? Receiving information
What's
from your
the
spirit guides
yeah,
or
what's the deeper question? Like
yeah.
ask directly what it is that you want to
Uh-huh.
ask. What's the situation? What's coming up?
What's the
What are you afraid
sitch?
of? What's the
The lowdown.
I feel like that I I make my life smaller than
Mhm.
what's available, in terms of financial, in terms, because it's something, there's some block, something wrong with wanting what I feel is
More.
available to me in relationship, especially a partnership with someone. I feel like I have spent a lot of time shrinking myself to not feel like
I think
the
Cinnamon's got
oddball.
it. Yeah. What
I
you
got
got,
it. I
Cinnamon?
got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny that you said neurodivergent. And look, if you feel that you could be neurodivergent, there's a lovely little list. Her name is Samantha Kraft. Kraft with a C, not like the macaroni. Samantha Kraft's unofficial checklist. Just go Google that, and it's just this list of the things that adult women have who are neurodivergent. Samantha Kraft's unofficial checklist. It will blow your mind. So making yourself smaller is, I get that, and I feel like what you may be wanting is entrepreneurial energy. Entrepreneurial energy is here. I live by this thought. Like it's always going to be messy, so you start before you're ready. Oof. It's always going to be messy, so you start before you're ready. So, and I did have a year of yes in my 30s. I was in my 30s. This was decades ago, so I could do it. I had a year of yes, where if it was a blind date, I would go yes. Like, could Cinnamon come to this party? Oh, yes. And I would Cinnamon
I've
come
been
roller
doing that.
skating. Oh,
I've been
yes.
doing that. I made
Perfect.
a commitment to say yes to
So
things.
you're already doing it then. So you're already
Yeah.
doing it. And it's that feeling. So an entrepreneur will be like launching some new course or program and we go, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. And it just every time. But like John was saying earlier, the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And so I feel like you being comfortable in your body, huge, because your body is your litmus test. Your body will tell you if this person is right for you or not. Your body will tell you if this decision is right for you or not. When I broke up with my life, in my head, I thought I have two decisions. I can stay in Los Angeles or I can move. What does my body feel when I think about staying in Los Angeles? Oh, my stomach got tight and I couldn't breathe and it was nope, not for me.
Yeah,
When I went
I'm doing all that.
perfect, so you're doing
When
it.
I listened to you and you kept saying I'm neurodivergent and I am ADHD, and I'm like, I'm shaking my head going, no, stop saying that. Like I'm following everything you do. I'm like every
But
point we're
but let
making, I'm
me
like,
tell you,
and then you're like, you know what? Maybe you should look up if you're neurally divergent. And it may very well be so.
because I am
And if
very
that's a
proud.
tool to help me, then wonderful.
Ooh, but I'm proud to be neurodivergent, and here is why. Because autistic people, we have a hard time making eye contact, so I've taught myself to do that. But other animals in the animal kingdom don't make eye contact because that's fight. That means I'm challenging you. We are sensitive to bright lights and crowds of people and loud noises, and we are like, what makes us magical is that we are untamable. We are not domesticated. We are wild animals, and I am absolutely that. And you
Well,
cannot
just like
tame me.
Debbie was saying, she really found her place and she really loves, like, I was a nurse for a really long time, and then I ended my
Oh,
career as a school nurse, and I can communicate with the autistic nonverbal kids. I just find it very easy to communicate with them, and I
I
don't
because
know
think,
we're
why.
like animals. We're like every other animal.
Same with
We're
animals.
just, it's just,
yeah.
we're like all the other ones. And we feel when somebody's funky or not, because we know, dogs know. Trust your dog, trust me. Hello, trust an autistic person, we know. Anyway, John, yes, go ahead.
No, I was gonna
Thanks
say,
so much, Cinnamon.
I
Of
think a
course, yeah, of
cinnamon would
course.
be fantastic. And two things that I want to share with y'all. There's a recent scientific study that came out that discovered that our amygdala shrinks if we don't take risk.
Shut up, for
It,
real.
it shrinks and it expands
Y'all,
as we take risk, as we go outside of our comfort zone. So our capacity to take action reduces as we take less action. So as we get older, we
it's
become
harder.
more ingrained in, oh, this is the way it's got to be. I can't move. I can't find the energy. I can't find things. But as we step outside of our comfort zones, even just a little bit, we're flexing that muscle, which increases our brain activity, which is allows us the capacity to have that action taking step for what's coming through next. Whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. As long as we're moving, we adapt, which is beautiful, which is very primal as well. We're getting back to our original nature.
It's
And
evolution.
Donna,
Yeah, it's the
it's
evolution of a
evolution.
species relies on
And
that. Yeah.
and are you worth it? Am I worthy enough for that thing that I'm looking for? And I think that is at the core. It's like, well, am I worthy in relationship and money and all this? And you probably believe that you are, and I'm sure you are, but
Intellectually.
there may be a little thing in the subconscious or something that wants to, but what about me? I don't know if I am. And it's that little tiny voice that's just putting the brakes on
And
everything.
if you're autistic, you don't like to be observed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like to go out in
Mm.
my yard. I don't want people looking at me. It freaks me
Yeah, I'm the
out.
opposite. I'm like
Um,
I'm an attention. I like talk to everybody, and
yeah, but I mean, I'm on here too, so
I'm
there's that. It's all
that's true.
it shows up in different ways for different people, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's well, I feel like you're already doing it. I feel like you're good. I feel like
I
it's
just
already
moved
happening.
to a place. I'm 64 years old. I'm going to be 65. I just moved out of my hometown to a completely
So
different
I think it's
yeah,
environment.
fantastic.
I'm
be
not, I
patient.
like change. I'm not afraid of
Yeah,
risk, but
I
there's
love risk.
something that's holding back
I don't think
those.
so. I don't think
No,
so.
I
I
don't believe
think,
so either.
I think it's be patient. I hate patience.
Hmm.
Ugh.
I hate
But
patience too.
yes, but I feel because it's already there. It's already happening.
Okay.
All
It's
right,
gonna take a
Donna,
minute.
Cinnamon. I'm gonna move on to the next caller because I
Thanks
want
so
to
much.
get in. I want to get into our process also
Oh
on
crap! We still have to do the fun part. Yes.
yeah, oh
Well, this
crap.
has
And I
all been
want to
fun.
take another caller though. So
Okay.
Leanka, let's get you to come on live.
Wait, hi.
She's coming on.
Hi.
And
Hi.
Donna,
Hi.
thank you so much for coming on. Yes, blessings to you. Hi, Leanka.
Oh gosh.
Leanka.
Hi. Yes. Very good. Yes. Leanka with an L. Um, so I thank you for that site for the the checklist. I've very much yeah, that's me.
Oh,
Um,
the Samantha Crafts unofficial checklist.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
phenomenal. And I have about 10 things that I don't have on that list, but the majority I do. So it'll change your world once and if you do find out that you're autistic, I had to go through a grieving process because I'm like, oh, what? Because I didn't know what the heck that meant. I had to do research. Now there's more info out there, so it's not as scary. But anyway, yes, what you got going on?
So I grew up, that's funny because I grew up really popular and could imitate people pretty well.
Mhm.
But I knew I was always very different. My
Oh, wait, you're going in and out.
Yeah, we're losing your connection, Lianka.
Wait. Are you there?
Hi,
Oh,
but at the same time, just a second. Hi. Hi.
oh, are you there?
I'm here. Yes, I'm
Oh, there
here.
you are. Okay.
Okay,
So
better.
So
So the
anyway, I was
question, your
just gonna say that,
question, yeah.
so 2 seconds. So I grew up with a lot of people making fun of me, right? So, again,
Yep.
somebody thought that I was like, slow or even, whatever it was, right? So, so I just realized that I have this really big problem with being judged. And I have a perfectionism problem as well,
Recovering
but
perfectionist.
yeah, so I have a lot. So I've been working in a career that I've been in for a long time in sales. I get these amazing jobs that pay really well. And I always keep telling myself, I'm just going to do this until I get until I get launched. And I did launch a really successful, Emmy award winning podcast, and it was videoed and everything like that. And working with another partner to launch something else really exciting. But I still work in sales, and I struggle every time I recreate the problems. I mean, verbatim, exactly the same exact same.
Yeah.
I can give it everything I have, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do this and this, and then I work lots of nights on my projects, and I just feel like
I
I
think it's
am
double.
so
It's two
stuck.
things. It's trauma, and it's a block, like a past lifey thing block. I feel like it's double trouble. And because you slip down into the groove of that record, because it's just easy to do. And you're not doing it consciously. You're doing it subconsciously. If you just slip down in there, you're not thinking about it. Because I feel like it's little kid you running the show. It's little
Mm.
kid you running the show. And so, she's
Yeah,
clinging to
that's me. That's been
safety.
me forever. I
Yeah,
mean, I
clinging to
was raised
safety.
by my grandparents. Yeah.
And then, if you let a 6-year-old run a grown-up's life, you're eating chocolate cake for breakfast and you're like all over the map. You're like, woohoo, So, again, if you want to get a session with me, and we can talk to her and we can help her grow, and we can reassure her that she's safe now, that she doesn't have to work so hard. And I bet you're exhausted because when your little kid is running the show, they don't have the experience and the wherewithal, and it's exhausting, and they're just so depleted that it makes you depleted because you're just go 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 go. It's not good for your physical health, mentally, emotionally, any of that. So and also your trauma, to be able to recognize that and release that. Because I'm the weird girl too, everybody said, no, Cinnamon, we always just said, oh, she's just a little quirky, but that's just Cinnamon. But I knew how to mask. I knew how to mask and put up a false front, so I could be what
Yeah.
anybody needed me to be whenever they needed me to be that. And it all crashed and tumbled because I was like you, this loop to loop to loop, and you can't gain ground. Your gears haven't caught. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but the good part is this is a very specific thing that lots and lots of people have. So don't feel like you're the only one. This is super common, that it's a past life connected to the here and now. And it's totally fixable. You could really work through that. You really can.
There's something
Yeah.
that comes up in this energy also, that Cinnamon and Lianka, if you're open to it, it's also a function of being a high level achiever and training and leadership. Because if you're listening to the show, there's something that's activating in you that knows that there's another way of creating things, probably why you created the podcast. And so you're like attuning and finding out where those aspects are out of integrity within yourself, because you're bringing it to other people and it has to be in integrity. And so you're going through your own training ground. I'll call it your own shamanic training, and what feels off, what feels right, where am I overextending myself? Why am I not landing in what's in alignment for the truth of what I'm becoming? And how do I stabilize the field so that I can skyrocket up in the way that
Yeah.
the divinity
That you
wants me to?
deserve.
Exactly.
The reason
And
you're
so
here, you're worthy of all that good stuff.
Exactly.
all of
You're
that
absolutely worthy of
deliciousness,
it.
the money and the accolades and the feeling inside of your body like, oh my
And
God, I'm doing really well. That, all of that.
and by doing that, by you receiving that, y'all, this is for all of y'all. Leanka, where I'm talking to you right now, by you doing that, you become an example and a leader for what's possible for other people. You open doorways for other people who feel stuck, who are trying to overachieve, and didn't know how, who are running the loop. But you're embodied in your ability to allow it to flow through you, not because you're doing it because of a fear or an old trauma. You're doing it because it just feels good to you and it feels right.
Oh
You
my
own your
gosh.
motivation.
I literally wrote those words in my
Mm.
journal today that just
There you
came
go.
to me. And I said, this is not about me. This is about the inspiration I be.
And it is about you because you can't be the inspiration unless it is about
Unless
you.
it's about me. Yes, thank
And
you.
taking credit for it.
Exactly.
Taking
Yeah.
You have
credit
to
for
own
it.
it. People need examples. We all need examples of what's possible. And you carry this beautiful key that how do I know that key exists unless you're willing to be it, unless you're willing to
Yeah.
receive it, unless you're willing to just ooze it. Why? Just because you're a star and you can't help but to be brilliant as you just
Yeah.
are. Y'all, you just
My
are.
gosh.
And the more you do on your spiritual path and working on your shit, it's like walking up this mountain and we turn around and we shine our light back down for other people so they don't have to stumble in the exact places that we did.
Yep.
But in order to do that, you really have to step up in you and go, whoa, I'm actually kind of amazing. Whoa.
Not kinda. I'm freaking amazing.
That
Forget it.
was hard for me
Forget
to do
it.
at first. I couldn't say, I said kind instead of freaking. But when I was starting out, now I can say, holy crap, I really am amazing.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
love what I do too. I mean, obviously you can tell like I love what I do.
Well, I tell the people I surround myself with, I'm surrounded by extraordinary people.
Yes.
I'm surrounded by extraordinary people. And I stopped apologizing for it because it's a reflection of who I am. It just
Yeah.
is.
Nice.
It just is. And I can own that.
And no more self-deprecating humor.
Yeah.
Don't do that anymore. Nobody's allowed to do that anymore. Like, and no saying I'm sorry all the time. Oh gosh, sorry. Oh gosh, sorry. No, don't do that anymore. Don't do that anymore. These little things that you can do that start to buffer you, because let me tell you this, self-confidence isn't like accomplishment and accomplishment and accomplishment. No, self-confidence is trusting yourself, safety in yourself. Knowing that you will be okay no matter what happens, that you are that self-confidence. Again, dogs taught me that. They could accomplish. That doesn't mean a debt gum thing. It's this feeling in you of knowing that you're okay. That's what self-confidence is.
And self-confidence is knowing yourself.
Yes.
It's like you know how to drive down the driveway into the store. You're confident that you can do it because you know the path. You know the path within yourself. We complicate it way too much. Self-confidence comes from knowing who we are in any given situation as it arises and trusting that who we believe ourselves to be is what's going to emanate for the most part.
And being nice to yourself. Because if you're feeling this, if you're feeling funky, and not just powering through or doing more stuff or filling that time and space with something. No. Just stop and go, holy crap, am I okay? Again, just like you would with your little dog. If your little dog is freaking out, you go, holy crap, honey, are you all right? Come over here. Let's sit here for a minute. Let's talk about it. Come sit in my lap and we get the fluffy blankie and we just sit in it a minute, But really, and you wouldn't, and think about your self-talk too. That's a big one, Lee, because I think it's Lee, right? We should be calling you Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says, yeah. So, you don't got to be psychic to know that, y'all. It's written on her under her face, but it's just saying. But I feel like it's a self-talk. You need to readdress your self-talk. And years ago, my guides, because my self-talk was really terrible. Because I would say, God damn it, Cinnamon, you fucked up again. What's wrong with you? You're so stupid. Why can't you? Whoa, my self-talk was bad. And my guides came in and said, I want you to think about your son when he was about 3 years old, looking at his innocent little face. Now, would you say those things to that baby? And I almost threw up in my mouth. Never, never. Or, and you know what, when my son was little, he still says it. He's 14, but he still says it. I say, your self-talk, would you say that to Crawfish, our dog, Crawfish? Would you say those things to Crawfish? And he says, oh, I would never.
Right.
So in your head, talk to yourself like you would to a little 3-year-old. Like,
Beautiful.
I know you're scared, but you know what? It's okay. You're all right. I've got you.
Lee,
And I
thank
know
you
it's
for,
scary. Mhm.
Lee, thank you for coming on. I'm doing a leadership program that I'm launching in May with another channel that's really for leaders becoming leaders in the whole new
Ooh,
level.
fun.
If you're interested, it's a high level thing. It's not cheap. It's going to be in Maui. But any of y'all are interested
like
in
a
that
physical
leadership of
thing.
leadership, a physical thing.
Ooh.
If y'all are
Wow.
interested in that, reach out to support at Beyond the Ordinary Show, and I'll communicate back with you that I feel like it may be really appropriate for you. We'll see if you're interested, or for anybody
Yeah,
else on
sounds
this call.
great.
There's a couple of y'all. But it's the next, it's like, what do we hold, and how do we access that place of where we're evolving in our leadership, and what's the why behind it, and then how do we anchor in it together so that it's not just one person holding everything, but realizing that we're all creating in this new paradigm in collaboration, and that's what it takes, but holding the space high for everybody that trickles down from whatever you're leading from. It could be powerful for you. It's going to be powerful for whoever shows up. I wanted to put that out there. Y'all, the link for Cinimon's offer, and get a session with Cinnamon, freaking amazing, especially the healing energy. The link for the special offer is in the chat box, y'all. Click on that, get on the special offer, book your session, and Cinnamon, let's end tonight's call with the process. Let's defrag.
All right.
Lee,
And
thank
look,
you so
y'all,
much.
Thank you, Lee. And hopefully I'll be talking
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank
Oh my
you.
God, of course.
Yes.
And y'all, I've only done this one time. That was the other day with John. So I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just going to, and you know what? I do what I'm told.
I'm stepping
So we'll
stepping out of the way and out of the
Okay.
energy so that y'all can receive what's appropriate for y'all.
Okay, so let's see what they want us to do. We're supposed to do a little meditation before. So if you want to just close your eyes and take a couple deep breaths. And I feel like we need to do a little prep work, just a little bit here today. So if you can, imagine in your mind's eye that you're sitting underneath a waterfall of light. It's glittery, liquid light. And it's so gentle. And it can be any color you wish it to be. And as we sit here under this beautiful waterfall of light, I'm just putting forth energy into the future, not only for everyone here to receive this healing, but for everyone who hears the recording. So even if you're here today and you listen to the recording over and over, you still get the same amount of wonderful healing. So now, as we sit under this beautiful waterfall, I want you to just kind of feel it flowing over your face. And now your eyes are relaxed. Flows over the back of your head, down your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, wrists, hands, and fingers, and beyond. Flows over your chest and your back, over your belly and your pelvis and thighs, your knees and calf muscles, ankles, and feet. And now I just want you to think about this light filling your entire room. So you are in this bubble of absolute safety. And whatever you're feeling is okay. You don't have to do anything or be anything. Nothing has to be specific or particular. You just sitting here and being with me in this moment is perfect. So just take a deep breath there. And now I want you to sort of see in your mind's eye, if you can, that there's a timeline in front of you. And if you look off to the right, there's nothing there because that's your future. It hasn't been decided yet. But if you look off to your left, you see like a line going back and back and back as far as you can see. And this timeline can look any sort of which way that makes you feel happy and good. It can look like a wire. It can look like a telephone wire if you'd like. It can look like a music staff. Anything that makes sense to you. And now I'm asking your spirit guides that if they could assist with this, I would be very grateful. That all of these lives that you have lived here on this planet are represented on this timeline. And so what we're going to do is when we look left is to allow your guides and your healing team, because your healing team is here as well, to sort of start concentrating this timeline. And what's happening is all of the lives in which you have had major trauma or upset or sorrow or grief or worry, all of these lives are just being sort of removed to be healed. And the beautiful part about this is that you don't have to have them here and now. They are all saved for you. All of these lives are saved sort of on the mainframe, and that's your soul self. You're not required to keep all of these temporary files. That's too much information for our bodies to process. So now as you look left, you may even be seeing that long line get shorter and shorter. And really, if you have ever defragmented your computer, you remember that line on the computer itself where it shows you how much time is left to sort of compress all the important things that you would like to keep and to release things that are not here to help you anymore. So any of these lives that aren't here for your absolute highest and best good going into 2024, they are now released to go back to the main frame. Now, when you look to the left, this is so much shorter. You may even only see space and stars. Or you may see a very shortened timeline, and really whatever you see is absolutely perfect for you, because your spirit guides know you much better than I ever could. So I feel like we want you to take another deep breath here. Let me ask if there's anything else they would like us to do. They want to just make sure that this light that we're still sitting under really flows through your house. I'm just going to do this really quickly before we end for today. So just in your mind's eye, imagine that waterfall of light going through your entire house, through the walls. It goes through your bed and your cupboards with your food and your refrigerator and your closet and through your couch on which you sit. And every bit of energy that is old or stagnant or no longer serves you is simply washed away. So this gives you a clean slate in which to heal and to grow and to allow your body, your mind, your spirit, and all of you to really move forward into 2024 with joy in your heart and a fearlessness, just a ferocity and a fearlessness to accept and to receive all of the good stuff that's coming your way. Because here's the truth. We get what we think we deserve, not what we actually deserve. You, sitting right here, right now, listening to the sound of my voice, you deserve way more than you've ever allowed in before. Now is the time to allow it in. So take another deep breath and start to wiggle your fingers and toes. You may want to Roll your shoulders just gently so we can come back into our bodies. Maybe take your ear and bring it down to your shoulder on one side just gently and then down to the other. You may even want to raise your hands above your head and wiggle your fingers, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Whew, how we feeling? Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling pretty
Amazing.
good. Yay!
Yes. Cinnamon, thank you
Woo!
so much. That was so amazing. You're welcome, y'all, for me having a session a few days ago to receive that. What a process. Come back and listen, y'all. We're going to run the replay for the rest of the week. There's so much that was shared today. The replay will go out in an email. You can always access replays by going to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay. Again, the special offer with Cinnamon is available there. Click on the link in the chat box or open up the page in the marketplace, beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace, and you'll find it right there. Everybody on the call that I didn't call on,
I'm
I
sorry.
wish I could have. We'll get to it another time, but I trust that you received so much on today's call. Cinnamon, you're amazing. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you so much for letting me be here, John, for real. Thank you.
It's such
I'm
a
very
gift to-
grateful.
It's a gift to be here with y'all, and all of y'all. I love you too. Thank you. Thank you
Thanks,
for you bringing us
y'all.
and for who y'all be. And I look forward to seeing y'all when the new season starts in a couple of weeks. So we'll see you then. We're going to run these replays, by the way, for a couple of weeks, just in case. So y'all can come back several times if you need to. And until then,
Thanks, y'all.
I'll see y'all. Bye-bye.